Yeah, and after this one, you won't have me or Bob to kick around anymore.
Thank you, President Nixon.
Yes, President Nixon. Not all these guys know that one. I'm sure there's younger guys in here than. Yeah, definitely. Well, looking back at the game, I want to first of all thank the crowd that was here. It was a darn good crowd for a team that's struggling like we are. I thought the crowd was outstanding and stayed after that 6-minute barrage that we had in the second quarter. They still stuck around to see finally the offense come back and have some more excitement back here in the Sun Bowl. So I want to thank all those people that stayed, whether it was 15,000, 12,000, or 16,000, no matter what it was. Those are definitely our loyal fans. And I thought it was really neat how many parents that we had that were came out for senior night. I think we had 65 friends, family, and parents representing the 22 players that we had turn out. So, and end their career here, which we would have liked to have been a lot better. There was no quit on our team. I'm very happy about that, and we looked at that. I looked at that, something I looked for after the game, and I didn't see anybody quit. We didn't play great. We had people in position to make tackles in the second half, and didn't get it done there toward the end. And they ran the ball pretty good against us for the first time, I think, since I've been here anyway. We did run the ball well. I was glad to see that. Josh Fields did a really nice job. I thought Natkin did a great job in calling the plays, adjusting, finding out what they were doing, and then adjusting our plays to it. When it was 0-28 at halftime, a guy like me would have come out and just started throwing the ball every down, and he didn't. He ran it when it was when they were out covering the pass, and threw it when they were in covering the run. And that's the basic thing you want to be able to do, is count the number of people inside the box and call a play accordingly. So we did a good job running the football in the second half when we were behind, and then passing it too. So good combination. Thought it's the best offensive, obviously, production since I've been here that we've had. And on defense, we didn't do a very good job in the third down situations, but we did get them to third downs in most of the situations, but didn't stop them. And I felt like we were there in position to do it, but just missed tackles. And we had a couple of turnovers. But in the kicking game, again, we've done well all year. In the kicking game, our drive starts were better than theirs. Our punt average was better than theirs. And so and we had another big return by Terry Janelle. Did a great job in returns. All year he has done that. And we were real physical in the kicking game. Covering punts, covering kickoffs, all that kind of stuff. We're real physical. So anything more on that game that you have questions on?
Was the change of quarterback
Actually, Greenlee got really hurt. He got hit right in the back, where in between his pads and rib pads and tail pad, right on the tailbone. I thought that kid was white when I went out there on the field. I thought he was going to get sick to his stomach. He was in so much pain. But he's tough. He came back later on and said, hey, Coach, I can play. I can do it, And because Ryan went down. Ryan got hit pretty good later on. And I thought we might have to make a switch back to Zach or to Mark. But I thought Ryan did a nice job coming in, though, and stayed in the pocket better than he was used to and had done before. And again, we protected well. But we had planned on playing Ryan anyway at some time during this last game. It just worked out the way it worked out, and I'm glad it did, because he did a nice job for us. All we're really trying to stretch this thing out till some food does come, so accept any questions that you have. I mean, yeah, Josh, isn't that great? Yeah.
He was getting yards like after getting past the line on his own with like 3 guys on him.
Yeah, Josh Fields did a great job running. I didn't realize, he's the only running back that played the whole game, and he did a really good job. He's really done really improved just since I don't know how he did during the beginning of the year, but I know one thing. We are confident that he can pick up the right guy in protections, although he did have a couple mistakes Saturday, but we all make mistakes, but he had a couple. But he has been one of the smarter running backs we've had that can pick out the guy they're supposed to block, when they blitz. And he's a pretty darn good blocker because he's not real huge, So, and I'm pleased with him getting in the secondary. And I think when we get reading the hole and knowing where you're supposed to go, number one. Secondly, then reading where the hole is and changing your path accordingly, finding the open spot and jump cutting and making it in there is what he really did well. Breaking tackles, hanging onto the football, didn't do great on that one play. But the third thing or fourth thing is going to be to elude that last guy, and sprint by him like he did. So I was very pleased to see that freshman play that way in this game, and then a senior like Tyler Batson play like he did on offense and make that catch and outrun everybody on the team. So they make a mistake, bang, we take advantage of it. Ryan sees the mistake, throws it to Tyler, he takes it, boom, and puts it in the house, outruns everybody on the field. So those are the high and low there of the offense, and then to see a guy on defense like Alvin Brown must have made 16 tackles. I'm not sure how many he did have. Defensive coaches counted differently than upstairs, but he made a lot of tackles, and he played his tail off. And I was really glad to see that, and to him finish on a strong note like that.
So you recruited here in El Paso when you were coaching here?
Right, we recruited Alvin and Aaron both, and at that time, Alvin was 175 pounds and a quarterback. And so we were going to give him a gray shirt, but we recruited Aaron and knew his parents. And then really, Sean came in and really sealed the deal, and got both of them and did excellent. I recruited Elmendorf, Batson, Metz, and Alvin.
So then what would you say to people that maybe say we have too many El Paso kids on the team?
Well, I don't think you can have too many El Paso kids on the team, but they may not have to be all scholarship, full scholarship players, because there's 4 or 5 kids. It's getting to be the point where there's 4 or 5 kids in town that can play about every year. Getting those top 4 or 5 kids is the problem. I mean, like San Diego State comes in and gets a kid here too. Used to be just Texas Tech. Well, Texas will drop in and get a good one, and so it'll be cherry picked by all the bigger schools, like the Big 5 schools. They'll come in and cherry pick the great ones, just like they always have. But I think the level of football, generally speaking, is getting much better. When we came here, I think we had 16 teams. When I came here a long time ago, I think we had 16 high schools that played football. I don't know, Coach, you'd probably know better than anybody in the room. But we have 32, 33 right now. So the football in El Paso has definitely gotten better. But there's always a spot for a young man to join our team in one way or another, whether it's scholarship or financial aid or whatever. Okay. For many of the players, this next game against UAB will be their last game they ever play in their life. And knowing that, I would think that they would go out and play as hard as they possibly can. And because it's not like any other sport. You don't go to the football country club. There is no football country club where you go out and Hey, let's go out and hit the old tackling dummy. Bob, let's go and let's hit a couple of those and go over there and how about a little one-on-one pass rush? You know, you just don't do that. Football's over. It's over. And so it may remain for some of our kids, obviously. 3 or 4 of our guys will get a chance to play. I forgot to mention Luna, the job Luna's doing, punting too, by the way. He's done a great job all year. And he's really good because he can soccer, rugby-style punt, and normal punt. And he had a bad snap Saturday afternoon, and he picked it up and got it off. He's only, since I've been here, the ball was touched once just by a finger by a guy. He gets the ball off really quick, under 2 seconds. So, like I said, this will be the last time this team is going to be with this coaching staff. They're not, you know, the rest of the players will not be with this coaching staff ever again, and they probably won't be the same team. You're going to have new guys coming in and new coaches coming in. So this is really our last time that we'll get together, and that's something that we are going to talk about this week and stress, and with the Thanksgiving dinner up here Thursday after practice, and then going to Alabama for a tough game at UAB. So a lot of times you remember the last thing you do. For the underclassmen, not only will they remember the last thing they do, but they're going to show, that's the first thing the new coaching staff's going to come in and look at, is how did you play in that last game. So the players still have something to prove. So it is, and this victory will be like the Super Bowl, I'm sure. Victory in this game, our players would really need it, really want it, and deserve it. Now, the team that we're playing, however, I've been looking at their statistics, and they're second, third, maybe fourth in just about every stat in Conference USA. They are really playing well. They are second in the league. They're going to go to a bowl game. They have tremendous football players. They have 2 football players on their starting 22 who came to UAB as freshmen. One is a 25-year-old leading tackler of their team who when they stopped football, he quit and went out and got a job, and now he came back when they started up football again, and he's their leading tackler. So he's a man. He's 25 years old. He plays like a man. And then they have a freshman that they recruited who's a freshman, and he's 6'2", 35, and he's one of the best running backs in Conference USA. The rest are all players from other schools and transfers. And they have put together a wonderful football team that loves to play football, that is aggressive, that can run fast, and will smack you. So we're in for a heck of a fight in this team. The coach there's done a great job of going out and getting junior college players to come in and transfer in, going out and getting transfers from other schools. Like on defense, they have 6 transfers from major colleges and 4 from junior colleges on their starting lineup, and the same thing with the offense. And so they picked out, went and kind of cherry-picked division where kids weren't playing or thought they should be playing or didn't work out academically or whatever, and transferred in. And then they got them for a year to kind of tune them up and get them all jazzed up physically and mentally for this season. So going into the season, I can remember playing UAB when I first got here, and I bet you, John, Bob, that we could have counted the people in Legion Field that first night game we played down there against UAB. It was so quiet. You know, it was just like, go Blazers. The first game they had this year, I think they had 25,000. And they're drawing really well down there. So it's going to be a completely different environment, a very positive environment for because it's their seniors' last game also, so it's senior night or senior day for them. And the coach and staff have done a wonderful job corralling these really great athletes and then playing together well as a team. Because they have played well, and they are really tough and really aggressive, and they play football the way football should be played. What I don't want to do is make them mad, all right? But I did find a weakness in their statistics. It's in the punting game. They're last in our conference in punting. And then Don Janowski, our special teams coach, says, oh, well, that's because the first 3 games they were in pro-style punt and had 3 punts blocked, so now their average is poor on their net punting. So really they're punting really, really well. It's just because of the a couple of punts that they had blocked earlier in the season. Damn, I didn't want to hear that. Thought I had the missing link there. Didn't. So I also want to take just a minute to thank you guys, everyone that's here, for doing a really good job, I think, in our coverage of our school and our football program. You could have killed us. You didn't. There's no use kicking a dead racehorse, and you reported what you had to report, and we appreciate that very much. Appreciate you coming here every day or every week, and that's why we had the special lunch for you today. But I really mean that. I mean, you guys have done a real fair job in covering us, and yeah, I guarantee it could be a lot worse, and we appreciate you. Because I know there's not one guy or person, lady, there's one lady here, not one person in this room that doesn't want UTEP football to be good, and because it's a lot more fun covering us when we win, and yet you're still covering us when we're not winning. So appreciate that. Okay, with that, pizza is served. Okay, go ahead.
This week, the final week of the season, do you feel like you have to recruit some of the starters, some of the main line, I guess you could say, underclassmen to stick around the program for the new coach, or is that something you feel you just have to be?
Well, I think we're going to wait at least till Monday, following of next week, to talk to the team about the new staff coming in. But I'm going to remind them that if you are going to stick around, you know, your footprint's going to be in this game, and you're going to play good, because they're going to look at it. And I don't think the seniors have that problem. I think they want to play for this team. But there are some guys probably on the team that are going like, I don't know what I should do. Well, I'll tell you what you should do. You should go out there and kick UAB's tail and play well if you want to have any chance of staying here. You know, so that would be a motivation, I would think, for the guys. And what's the game of football? Come on, you're a football player, let's play football. That's what they do. These guys are football players that they have on their team. UAB, they're football players. And they love playing the game, and we are too. So be a football player and play hard, and we'll worry about what happens the following week, you know. Right now, it's good because we're really not talking about, you know, future coaches yet or anything. The clock is ticking for our AD, for a new AD, but not for the football coach. There's not a lot of discussion about it.
That being said, if Eric Price gets an opportunity to interview for the
Oh, he'd do great. Eric Price, #1 pick, right here. His mother said he is the best coach.
Some of us have gotten to know him and Aaron over the years like we have, but for people that don't know him personally, what do you think people could expect as a Division I head coach from him?
Well, I think he's #1, a great recruiter. Has great judgment and talent, and that's what you got to have here, because we're not going to beat a lot of big schools on recruits. You know, we did with Fields and the Joneses and stuff like that, but not consistently. You're going to go have to recruit people that maybe aren't being recruited, so you have to know talent, judge talent, and he's been at every level. He's been at Division III, he's been at Division II, he's been at Division I AA, he's been at Division I. Every place he's gone until this now at Jacksonville, they've thrown the ball a lot. So he was with Dennis Erickson at Miami when they were throwing the ball, and he's been involved. So he knows offensive football, and I think he knows enough coaches in the profession. You look at his resume; it's pretty like golly. And so I guess I'm just kind of talking to you, Steve, because I don't expect this to be a campaign deal. If it is, I will go ahead and do that. But no, he's applied, and he'd be a great candidate, and it would be a offensive show, I would think, and I think it would be fun to watch, and the kids would like playing for him. Is that all? But he's it's there's a lot of coaches out there that are good, so it'll be competitive. This job, believe it or not, it'll be competitive. Not the interim job wasn't real competitive, but but this job will be. There's a lot that could be done here.
How would you grade yourself?
F.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't feel good about what I've done here. I wish we failed. Now, if we win this weekend, it might go up to C-ish, C-minus. But I have not done what I came here to do. And I came here to lead the team and to manage the situation. And but I really did deep down inside want to win, and we didn't get the wins that we all strive to have.
People have said that UAB kind of hasn't had an advantage not having to play games last year, just spent the whole year practicing. Do you see that?
Well, I think it's a real unusual situation UAB has gone through in the last 2 years. And the fact that they've had a chance to, like I said, cherry pick players from around the country is very unusual. They're not all Alabama kids, guarantee you that. Their staff did a great job in getting the right ones, because you can get some guys that aren't good players too just because they're from Michigan or something. But I think that's been a definite advantage for them, and they used it to their advantage. They worked hard, though. These guys their year off that they had from the gridiron was put well to good use, I think, in their weight room and getting them prepared. So they had a lot of reps going into it, just not game reps,
This is Will Hernandez's last game. He has a bright future ahead here.
Well, I think he's got a great future. He's been already selected to the East-West Shrine Game and the Senior Bowl, which are the two best bowl games you can go to. I don't know if he'll play in both of them, but he has been selected and is, on many All-American lists. I just put him on All-American team here the other day. So he's got great size. He's different than I thought he was going to be. I didn't know him till just lately. He's a serious guy, and he's serious about the game of football and what he needs to do to get better. And he's just not bigger, faster, stronger than everybody else. He is that, but he's also more mature than everybody else. He knows that this is going to be an opportunity for him to have an occupation maybe for the next 8 to 10 years, and he's making all the right strides and moves to get there. So he's handled it very, very well. It's hard to get him to say much. He's very quiet, but he's a serious guy and really is going to have a great career. And I think Alvin Jones is going to get an opportunity too, and I think Luna's going to get an opportunity. The way that he has punted and handled himself, made himself into a real player. And there's probably a couple other guys, that will get into camps. But as far as you asked me about Will, he's physically better than a lot of guys and mentally ready for it.
Is that's going to be your starting quarterback?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.